Yep, good to go.
All right. Okay, so where we left off, gentle peeps, was with the accidental murder of what seems to be a bit of a gang leader, the individual who was behind some of the robberies on the side of the road, but you realize that there was actually one yet behind him still. You found a note that said that these distractions need to continue, need to increase the pace, and Diedrich's ability to recognize the undead found the unmistakable scent of undeath on the note, and the signature was dash P. And you guys now have before you some options. It is evening time. I don't believe you guys went ahead and went to the inn. This was a late night meeting, and so you have before you the most likely option going to the inn and preparing for the day, or you can do something else along the way if you so desire. Just as a quick reminder, there's a number of things outstanding for you guys. Stefania is still missing. Diedrich's, future wife probably. It's not been written in stone, but we're pretty sure that's the case.
That was
Uh,
the side. That was a secondary wish in our other game that Cantor also wanted. So, some fizzling of reality.
I like it. Uh, there is another uh, event going on in town. You don't know the name of it, but you can tell there's all sorts of different decorations. It looks like skeletons or maybe pictures of banshees, effigies of those made. You notice those as you started to enter into town. Of course, you still have the pursuit of the armor for uh, Diedrich's favorite wealthy gentleman in Barovia.
I hate that guy.
And Vasily is a very powerful and influential person. You should definitely be friends with him. You guys have not seen Irina for a long time, but you're under the assumption that she is with him and perhaps probably happy. And there's a number of other things, obviously, regarding the hag. Still the missing gems. Yester Hill has some involvement to pursue. You know that there is a previous maybe magician or a hunter, you're not sure, uh, where you guys found bunches of resin, and that individual wrote -M on his journal. So you need to figure out, if you can, what's the deal with that. Anyway, the list goes on. There's quite a few things. So, with no more ado, where would you like to go? What would you like to do? And
It's
you do have
late.
the note in your hand. That's how we left off. So,
Okay. It's late. We should probably head back to the inn.
Read.
okay. You guys were just inside town anyway, so you had no trouble getting there. The guard was not alerted since the scuffle, if you even want to call it that, was so sudden and quiet. A single bolt to the brain of the individual with that note. The guard is not
Totally on
aware, and you
purpose.
guys, you guys have decided to go ahead and make your escape, or at least you're moving on to the rest of the city quietly. I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys onto this. I don't think that you necessarily. Oh, actually, you have a vision, don't you? You guys can see this. Yeah, you're.
E.
Um. All right. So it's still busy. It's late at night, but the floor is busy. You see Rictavio, in fact, in there, and there are a couple gentlemen at his table, both of them older looking and in ruffian's clothes. He's talking with them somewhat hushed tones. You're unable to hear what he says just by walking in. He's clearly quieter than many of the patrons. The rest of the Mardukov family are doing their job serving drinks and preparing for last call.
Take a table within eyesight of Rictavio. Sit down and just kind of try and make eye contact with him and let him know that I need to talk to him.
All right. You don't have to even roll for that. Rictavio is as you know, already quite skilled at being observant. And he nods quietly and speaks in hushed tones to his compatriots, the people that were sitting at this table, and they nod. One of them slaps him on the shoulder, and they get up and leave.
I'll get up and go sit down next to him.
Welcome, nephew. How can I help?
Well, you see, we have just come from a unsavory meeting, and it seems that there was a hooligan, if you wish to say, named Jarmaine. Are you familiar with this person?
It's interesting you say this. Yes. In fact, Giorgio over there, he just left. He had actually told me one of our supplies had been nabbed by the very same. Excellent, excellent. Okay, you are still here and you are fine, so what can I do to help you?
Well, first of all, he is dead.
Oh.
And he left. He had this note on this person. I was wondering if this could mean anything to you.
He motions to you with a couple fingers, like, hand it over to me.
Just kind of put down table, slide it over.
All right, he grabs it and pulls out from his pocket a small monocle. Starts looking in, and he said, "My God, she is at it. I wondered. There were rumors. Casimir, God rest him, he is not going to enjoy this. If you tell him, I mean, it's in your hands. There is no doubt this is his sister's. And I have some ideas." And you see him pull out a vial and sprinkle some powder on it, and then blow it, and the dust shoots across the table. And he looks very closely in the light and lifts it up. And he said, "Exactly, this is what I thought." And he turns it over to you and slides it back to you. And you see on the back, scribbled in an ink you couldn't see before, is some general markers, signs, indicators of where she or whomever was supposed to be indicated by this map, where they might be. He said, so he says to you, "I don't know if this is her, but if it is her, be very careful. And be very wise about whether you want to bring Casimir." And he points to you on a general map, an understanding for you, something that would make sense to you. I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys to the other map real quick, so you can see. And basically, where he is indicating is somewhere over here. See if that. I tried. I can actually reveal this a little bit better.
I see it.
Yep.
So he says that basically that's the rough area that note is indicating. It's written on the back. You don't know. It doesn't have instructions as to exactly what it means, but that is indicated there.
And what do we know about Casimir's sister? He wants to find her.
She's a lovely lady, is what we know.
Yes, she's a beautiful woman. She is the sister of Casimir, but Casimir has been looking for her, and he's been getting dreams that are pretty disturbing and intense. And her name was Petrina Vallaki, and she went missing a number of years back. And he's convinced Strahd has something to do with it. But she's not showed her face to him, and he keeps getting haunted by her in his dreams, so he thinks either she's being tortured, or maybe she's dead and it's her very soul from the beyond screeching at him. So she's a very important deal to Casimir. He has been wanting to find out more
Right.
and has been designed to go to the Amber Temple to see if he can understand more, because he's afraid they're dark forebodings, images, whatever word would suffice there.
Okay. Talking to Rictavio again, I'll just ask him. Do you know who this letter is referring to? Who is in this case his?
Uh, Sorry to meta here, but his what? What do you mean? Sorry.
The letter says draw his attention.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was something to do with the signature, the -P, and so I
Oh,
was
yeah, I gotcha.
confused with it. Yeah, he smirks at you and he says, "It if it is what I suspect, it is probably Strahd himself. You see, if Strahd takes a bride, it isn't always, romance. It's not true love. And the brides, they are powerful, but the allure, that power, it wanes, and with time, they often begrudge him the lack of choice in the matter."
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well, thank you. I think we shall retire for now.
Be careful, nephew. If you need help, drop by wagon. Let me know or leave a note.
We shall do so.
You guys
Good night.
notice that the barmaid is trying to get your attention. Actually, her name is slipping me, but it's the girl at the bar, one of the Markovs. And she motions to you to come to her, and she's specifically pointing at you, Diedrich. And for the rest of you guys, while you're doing whatever it is you do, Armundus, one of the men there, lifts his arms in the air and a little bit of cheering, says, "The savior of the children of of Vallaki, free drink for you. Come here." And he motions you up. Apparently, rumors of you having single-handedly saved all the children in the orphanage uh, has come through,
Awesome.
and they are referring to you as the savior of Vallaki's children.
Anything I can do to help, I really appreciate it.
And he starts telling you how they really needed upstanding people like that, people who care for the children, who, while others sit back and don't seem to do anything, really go in there and just save lives. That's a real hero. That's a definition of hero. And apparently the rumors didn't include anyone else in this, so they're just really congratulating you. The woman, however, when she gets in range to you, Diedrich, says, she asks you if there's any word of Stefania yet, because she has heard some pretty disturbing news from Arabella, who is a granddaughter uh, of the seer of the area, which you guys have already met. And she has been having some visions and some dreams that saw a bird flying, and the bird looked distressed and was pressing with great effort against the wind when these scarecrows, instead of staying still, literally reached out and were grabbing at her. This bird, that she gets the sense was, in fact, Stefania being represented in her dream. And the scarecrows are grabbing and pulling her down towards this giant tree that walked on its roots. And then she would wake up in a sweat. And she's fearful that if in fact Arabella is starting to awaken her gift, that she is seeing what was actually happening to Stefan.
Hmm. Unfortunately, no, we have not seen her. But would this be referring to, what is it, Yester Hill? Wasn't there a great tree there?
She says, yes, there is a great tree there. It's old, it's evil, it bleeds, but she is not convinced that's necessarily what it means because she doesn't think that tree walks around. But then again, portents, however you would pronounce that, those are fickle things, she says. So maybe, but it sounds familiar because people could live in that tree. It's not just a tree, it had housing built into it. It was like it was alive.
What about
One
the,
of you can roll for history one.
Ooh. Oh, I can't get my character thing to open up. It
Okay,
shows
I'm
me
gonna
a Chantor.
Oh, let's fix it. So if you right-click on your character, I'm gonna fix it for you, but you can go to player configuration. You can release your character and then switch to the one that's actually who you're playing. For the most part, that doesn't matter, but it does matter for some mods. And then as you're doing that, if you go to your characters, I think you can, without even going to the rest of it, you should be able to open up your character. Can someone confirm that for me? So under the actors section,
cool. I think so. Curse of Strahd, Magic Dummy, and there we go. Yep. Thank you.
so
I'm trying to get
now
my.
you should be able to.
How do
Oh
you
no,
get?
thank you. And my history is not very good, so somebody else can roll.
How do I get the character sheet up?
So in the upper right, there are a number of tabs with indicated icons. The fourth one, well for me, the fourth one from the left is Actors Directory. It looks like a little robed person. You click that, then go to Curse of Strahd, subfolder, and then you should be able to left click on Tom, and you should be able to get your sheet open. Is that working?
Trying to. I do not see it.
Wolvie, I mean, I don't know if that's how it looks like for you. Oh yeah, it does. I just looked at your screen.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be somewhat
Yeah, that's
silly
how mine
seeming.
looks. And I have my magical dummy and Glinda in my other game as well.
Captain Smoothie, I put in a Twitch stream link in our Discord chat. Please click that, and then when you watch, you can actually see Diedrich's
okay.
stream.
I see it. Yep. There it is. I got it now.
Handsome face.
I was clicking the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's fun. You can do all sorts of things, and then watch his response slightly delayed.
We like the kissy
So anyway.
faces.
Yeah, we do.
My history is 11 plus 1.
I got a +2.
Oh, I just clicked that apparently.
You rolled it.
Okay.
That wasn't a history check.
No, I just clicked my mouse. I clicked the macro on my mouse for a D12.
Oh.
All right, I'll just roll it.
I don't know if you guys know this. You guys have dice, by the way, at the bottom of the chat section. There is a new section for dice.
I saw that.
I
That's
think
pretty
is actually
sweet.
more convenient in the toolbar. Yeah, because you could do a calculator one too. All right, so go ahead and roll then. Yeah, Dietrich does not seem to recall exactly. You know who would have advantage on this would be Val. Yeah.
Who's not here? Yeah.
Yeah. Such is the trouble with hurricanes. We'll just leave it at this. That Val has an idea of what that's referencing, and since it's Val would know, and he seems to have a particular affection for a Baba Lysaga. You think it's possible it's related to her? Now you guys have not actually recovered a gem yet, right?
No.
It's one in the Amber Temple, right?
The gems were... One's at Yester Hill. One is at Beret? I don't know what that's referring to. The green one's at Yester Hill. The red one's at Beret.
There we go. Yeah, Perez.
What is? Do we know what Berez is?
I was just wondering how actually had that name without knowing that. Well,
They told us where we
it's
knew.
a riverside village. It's home to the. Yeah, I'll just assume that you got that part, that you would have remembered it because you wrote it down. So, it was a reference to the ruins of Berez. It's a riverside village that's now home to the hag Baba Lasag.
Oh, okay. Which is different than Yester Hill.
Yes.
All right.
As far as the Amber Temple, there's a lot of things you've heard of there, but you don't necessarily know that there is a stone there. There's definitely stuff there, and perhaps the history of Strahd is more completely captured there.
Yeah.
But you're also quite aware that there's very likely dark powers there. There's rumors that this is actually potentially where Strahd made a deal that he caused this whole realm to exist.
All
So
right.
yeah, if you guys want to rest, you may.
Might as
You can
well.
go ahead and go to your character screens and do a full rest. Since we've already had multiple encounters, I know obviously we haven't played for a number of days, but you guys have had a number of encounters, so I will not make a roll for tonight's rest to determine whether you have an encounter of some sort. So if you want to do that, then everyone just go to your character screen and do full rest. Any questions on how to do that?
It's long rest, right? There's
Yeah.
a short rest.
Yeah, long rest.
Okay.
Tam or Tom to answer, it's underneath your hit dice.
He
Yeah, I
did
did
it.
No rest. Okay. Good you guys.
Learning.
Oh yeah, I see that. Well, you feel better.
I don't have that 25 HP. I'm back to my full HP now.
Yeah, you munched on some onions and garlic. You feel much better.
Diedrich would try and sleep as far away from him as he could.
Hurtful,
All right,
but
roll a
understandable.
Roll a perception check.
Who?
You. Your sensitive nose is heavily plagued by the sense of onion. Like, you went to the farthest possible room away, and you swear to gosh, all you can smell is garlic, like someone put cloves up your nose. Sometimes you curse your particularly good
Rick
hunting
offers
capabilities.
to cut your nose off and replace it with prosthetic, so you don't have to smell like he does.
That is tempting, but no thank you. If
I'd
the
like to
smell
imagine
keeps
you were
up, then
already beginning.
perhaps.
You were already beginning to make a prosthetic out of dirt. Just shaping it.
It's awesome because I'm really good at this stuff.
Actually, give me a dex check. This is Scott.
No.
Dex! Oh, medical check. We'll go with the Dex check then. I mean, that's probably pretty good.
It's actually it's a reasonably good shape. I mean, the nose holes are a little bit wide, and also it's made of mud. But he's already he's got a little lighter thing. He's already trying to harden the clay for you, but you're telling him, no,
other
I'm
hand,
not interested.
I'm sharpening a knife.
Oh, man.
Too bad Diedrich needs to sleep. He's not going to sleep well tonight.
It gives a whole new meaning to Warforged coming up and saying, got your nose.
And I was...
That's great. All right. A new morning dawns. And yeah, you guys don't have to pay anything for the rooms. They're on the house. There's very few people outside at this point. It's early. There are a few stragglers going about, and they are replacing previous effigies for the Day of the Sun or whatnot, and they're adding more banshee-like pictures wicker structures.
So I kind of want to go talk to the mayor. What do you guys think? And I'm certainly open to other things.
Oh no, I'm definitely down for that. I think it'd be, since we're in town already, and it's probably the most reasonable thing to go.
Nothing's really stopping us.
Well, you guys might.
Don't worry about it. We got this. No one can stop us. Just not the guards.
All right.
You know.
So you're looking for the burgomaster.
Yes,
I
I
imagine
need
you
a
probably
burger.
asked the front desk. The burgomaster is, you're told at the front, is Baron Vargas Valakovich. Valakovich, perhaps, is better said. And you get instructions on where his manor is. And if you so desire, you can go there. You can go ahead and look at that, see if that has a map. I'm going to say it probably doesn't, but I will check. Oh. Well, looks like I was wrong. It is a map. Okay, so if you so desire, you can actually head to it now.
Yep.
And I will check to make sure it has walls. Looks like it does have walls. That's good. I didn't prep this one manually, so we're just going to go ahead and throw you then on the property. And I need to confirm it has some separators, otherwise you're going to see all the maps. Looks like you would, so got it quick. And seeing as this one's so dynamically done, I will tell you that you would be able to get around this because no one added the walls to keep people trapped in one section. So if you do so, you maybe mess things up on your own. I'm gonna stress about it. Let me go ahead and add you in. I'm not gonna put Val. I just realized it's a waste. It's only 4 of you, right? Yep. Okay. I'm gonna pull you into this one then. And yeah, 17. All right. You guys approach the door of this relatively nice dwelling. It's large, certainly for the people in the city, or in fact the whole country. It's not a very nice country generally. And the doors have some ornate but very old architecture to them, with a big metal clanger for banging against the door. I know there's a word for that, but I don't recall what that is.
Door knocker?
Yeah, but there's a fancy word for that. You know, there's a specific words for those iron.
Is it
door knockers.
knocker of the doors?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. That's so.
All right. So anyway, that's in front of you.
Google it, and it all says door knocker.
There's a word for it. I know
Cast
it.
iron door knocker, ring of mercy. But that's just because
No,
of the
it's
design.
So if one of these was hanging
Anyway.
over a rooster, what would it be called?
Oh boy.
Cock knocker.
You got it.
Sweet. I like it. We're gonna retcon that in. That's what it is. It's a rooster. There you go. All right. Are you knocking on the door? Take
Yep.
it. Okay. You hear some shuffling of steps around, and the door opens, and this disturbing looking individual, he has a mostly normal face, except for the very corners of his face as it leads towards his arm. That arm itself is this monstrous deformity. It looks like flesh. You know how a Warforged has metal and buckles of flesh wrapped around? This looks like instead nothing but flesh, but distorted by fire and burned. And the fingers themselves are functional, but there's not 5, there's like 3, and they're large, like an undead
Wait, so
monstrosity.
this dude's he's got an arm coming out of his face?
No, no, no. His face shows those same marks, and that marking and deformity leads toward the arm, and at the arm, it's all deformed. You can tell it's like large even in his outfit. One side looks normal human proportions, and the other side is monstrous and disgusting.
Do I get any vibes that this guy is like undead or anything?
Go ahead and roll on it with advantage. You do not think he is undead.
Is there a but to that?
Oh, go ahead. Well, you did roll really well because you had advantage, so let me look at that. Did you get a
19 plus 4.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna say that it looks like there was some deal with a devil made, perhaps. It's not undead, but it's not normal human. It's not any of the normal races, even. So let me go ahead and pull this character in. This may not be the best of icons, but I'm doing this dynamic. Can look real close. Maybe actually, I'll do something. I can do that now. It's one of the mods I added. Yeah, sweet. See the actually he does have 5. I couldn't see that for 5th one over there. But anyway, you see the strange talon size of the individual, his right arm. Is that across okay? Is it not showing up in chat yet?
I see it.
I do not.
Said I got disconnected, but immediately reconnected. But I don't see anything in chat.
Yeah, I see the picture.
Huh.
I see the picture though.
Well, that's what we're saying. The picture in chat.
I thought you were talking about the dude in the house. No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So it's interesting that didn't convey. I expected it to, but let me see if I can force it a second. Well, I see it on the other one. So maybe if I just try yet again, push it. Is that trick? No, you're still not seeing it.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
now.
Oh, but yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, I can see it in the chat.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Second time worked. Good to know. So you'll notice anyway that his hands right there, it's a monstrous fleshy thing with talons at the end. And he's wearing, well, he's wearing what you see there, but the corner, you can't really see it there, but the corner of his face on the right side is also a bit distorted by this. Anyway, he has a bit of a wildness in his eyes as he opens the door and says very gruffly, "What you want?"
Hello. We are looking for the Burgermaster Valakovich.
He rolls his eyes at you. And he says, yes, yes. One moment. And he closes the door in your face.
Oh.
You hear him yell. You hear him yell. And then a little bit later, a few seconds later, after his yelling subsides, he opens the door and he says, come in, come in. And he waves you with his big hand. And you can't help but notice. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and ask each of you who would have been here earlier in the game. So I guess the only one who can't for sure is Armandus. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll withdraw that. Armandus, I'm gonna let you roll in place of Val, but the rest of you guys go ahead and roll a history check to see if this stirs up any memories.
Nope.
So I lost connection. And, oh, nope, now it says reestablished.
Val rolled well.
Armandus.
I got a
Yeah.
15.
Armandus and, well, actually 3 of you, you find that he seems to have a shocking resemblance to descriptions you had. Just a second. Okay. Descriptions you had of from Irina of some bad dreams she had. He seemed to be a very striking resemblance to some very early memories you had of spending time with Irina. And on top of that, you will notice that along the wall inside this opening are these drawings, hand drawn, and it's just charcoal and paper, but they're actually pretty well done. And there is an uncanny resemblance to Irina in those drawings. We should probably pull it.
I would ask about it, but I didn't notice, so I won't.
There's that. Okay, so scroll down here to see what else. Yeah. All right. So, with no one noticing that, I'm getting some feedback. By the way, I don't know if it's me or. Oh no, it's you, Connor.
Me?
The yeah, just
Is it
some
like a-
sound. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Someone had a fan here or something.
I'll go
So
lower the
yeah,
fan.
the Baron comes down the steps and he's tying a robe around his waist, and his hair is like long since he should have quit trying to comb it over, but yet he still tries. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you a picture. Should work.
Yeah,
Holler.
those are some
Doesn't it?
pretty big dogs.
Yeah. They are currently not at his side. I'm just giving you the only picture I have for him.
Where's the arms? The lady has no arms.
They're behind her back, maybe. Or the dogs
There
ate
only
it.
got one. The dogs ate them.
It's very tempting, actually. I sort of want to go with it. Yeah, you hear the hounds sort of howling, and the other individual, the one with the deformed arm, is quickly moving toward them, and the burgomaster says, "Ezek, shut them up! Shut them up! Welcome to my abode. Everyone can learn to see how I manage this great city, and welcome, welcome. I don't know your name." And he looks over and sees the robot, and his eyes widen. Then he sees Armandus, and he furrows his brow, and he says, "I have most definitely not met you guys as of yet, but it is pleasure of mine to meet members of my city." Yes?
Real fast, what did he say? Isaac was the guy who.
Ezek. Izek.
Okay. Alright. Well, not exactly members or of your city, I don't know. However, we are visitors, and I guess it is nice to meet you.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. All will be well. You've heard this, yes? You've heard this? It's true. All will be well. Everyone, when you get together and you have fun and you enjoy this great place of mine, you will all be well. All will be well and everyone will be happy, and this is just how it is. Yeah.
If you say so.
Seems suspicious at all.
Seems totally legit to me. Don't know about you guys.
Are we just standing at the doorstep? Is he asking us to come in?
He's opened his arms wide. You can come in.
I mean, if he insists.
Sure, okay.
Wait, is he allergic to garlic?
He you know what? We're gonna roll a dice for him. We're gonna see if he noticed.
Because if he's
Oops,
allergic
that's
to
a D12.
garlic, it's not looking too good for him, now is it? You said a D12?
No, it's me.
Oh.
He did not notice your smell.
Ha!
Oh,
Nice.
I rolled it for Izek by accident, but whatever.
He's got a cold.
If
Yeah.
only someone couldn't smell me either. But, you know.
Yeah, so he says, so what has brought you to my fine city, where all is well and will be well? Wellness? Maybe? Yeah? Welcome. Just come into my abode and enjoy. And so he motions to you, opens a door, and says, sit down, sit down. It's a, somewhat nice room. There's a bearskin rug, and it has couches. And the head on the wall is also of a bear, which for some reason he seemed to have taken off the skin and put on the wall. It's a very poor stuffing that was done, however, and it manages to somehow look like it has crossed eyes.
Goodness.
Nice.
Well, you see, there's actually a couple things. I guess first, are you familiar with someone named Jarmaine in the city?
Perception check. All right.
Is that just him for
He
him?
says, whoever is wanting to observe this man, I'm okay. You just need to tell me that you're actively watching that person, then I'll give each of you those rolls. He says to you, no, I don't believe so. Is he one of my happy many people that all will be well with in here in my city? Maybe so. How can I possibly keep up with all of them, though? You know? But it's okay because it's well we don't know them all, right? Maybe not all are worth knowing. No, I'm just kidding. I jest. They are all well, but I don't know this one.
Well, you see, he has been attacking people on the road outside of the city. And, go ahead.
I can hardly fathom that someone would do that. There's so much here. We have festivals, makes people happy.
Can we tell if he's shocked by any of this, like, that we know?
Well, give me a perception check.
Nope.
No, he seems maybe a little bit dodgy, but you can't quite read whether it's truthful or not. So, you guys are chatting and watching him, and you hear the footsteps of a lighter person coming near, and his wife, he introduces you, is around the corner, and she's carrying a tray on it with some, small sandwich type things and drinks. And he says, "Haha, my wife, Lydia. Welcome here, visitors. Yes, visitors. I believe they're visitors." And Lydia says, all will be well. Very good. It's good that you're here." And she sort of nods her head to you and offers you guys a tray of snacks and drinks. And she says, "Do you want me to get any?" The Baron puts his hand back and forth, shakes it like he's trying to say, "Cut her off." Says, "No. All will be well. We are fine. Have
Perhaps
food.
you were.
Enjoy."
Perhaps I was speaking to what's her face. Perhaps you were saying, getting some pastries.
Oh, pastries. Do you want pastries? Honey, do we have any pastries? And Lydia's like, "Oh, no, no. I don't have any pastries. No, it's just these sandwiches. But all will be well. if you want, I can try to find pastry. What pastries do you want?
I do not actually want any. I was just curious if that is what you were gonna say a second ago.
Can I
No.
Can I whisper in her ear real quick, telling her to blink twice if she's okay? She does not sound all right.
Give me, give me a charisma check.
There it is.
I mean, my answer is yes, you can do that, but what happens is going to be dependent on that. Wow. She blushes a little bit, and she says, "Oh, of course everything's well." And she is paying very close attention to you and says, "So you like to cook? I take it, because you have the frame of someone who enjoys his food. I like that in a man, though. All will be well." And when the Baron turns to look at Diedrich and answer or continue his dialogue, she gives you the ever so slightest pinch on your butt.
So you're saying she didn't blink twice?
She did not blink twice, but she did wink once.
You know what? I guess I can settle for that. She's fine for now.
You cad, she says. Fine. You're fine too. All will be well, she says loudly, and then starts to scurry back out, but then she sort of kicks her hips out a little bit farther than she has to with each step. And I don't know, it's up to you whether you find that attractive. She's not the most attractive of women. She looks pretty stern.
Well, she did look like she was missing 2 arms at first.
It's true.
Tom will probably take whatever he can get.
At this point in my life, yeah.
All right, so she has left the room. She's promised to come back with cakes if you guys still are still hungry. Is there a wall? Which room is this? Oh, this is not the dining room. Okay. This one has an overall feminine touch. This room has. I don't really see how that's the case because you got a bearskin rug, but whatever. That's what they say it says. So I'm gonna guess there's flowers on the table or something.
So, Baron, back to the conversation. Can you tell us a little bit about these festivals that you are holding?
Oh, yes. Well, everyone needs to be happy, and as you know, it is well known by all those who know and things that are known that if everyone is enjoying the things that are well and all of them is well, then this land will again be happy. It will be blessed, and some say it is a curse. The curse, it will in fact be gone, and we will be free to travel where we want. But why would you want to leave? I don't know, because it is very well here. And then you hear in the distance, "All will be well." You recognize Lydia's voice.
When you say all is well, is that including the vampires that openly come into your city?
What you are so funny. You are funny, man. He funny, man, honey. He yells to Lydia through the room. You should hear him. He make great jokes, many of them. He's
I have
No,
a
they
charisma
don't
of
get
10.
freely.
I don't make jokes.
Oh man, Maddox hears him saying he makes great jokes, so he pulls out his ventriloquist and starts. If you think this guy's can't think of anything funny right now. If you think this guy's a blockhead, check me out.
I need a performance check from you, robot.
Excellent. Oh man, check that out. Medic is incredibly impressed with himself.
Yeah, you're very impressed with yourself, but you have your dummy facing the bear on the wall. And you think that the crossed eyes are a sign that it's really enjoying
I'm surprised he's not trying to fix the bear. personally.
Well, it's such a joyful bear. Anyway, yeah, you're facing the wrong direction with the dummy. Your head's actually facing the Burgomaster, though, because you're capable of doing that. Yeah, so he says, vampires, yeah, I mean, I have heard of vampires. We have all heard of vampires. You have heard, I've heard. Lydia, you've heard, yeah? Oh, all will be well, she yells back.
I
It's
really don't
very
like this
clearly
guy.
a reflex action. And he says, but, they don't have free reign here. We have these festivals, and the festivals, here's fact. Here's fact for you. Festivals, vampires hate them. It's a fact. But when people all like festivals and vampires don't like festivals, guess what? We go separate ways. We'll be well.
Well, it seems that we ran across several vampires just not but a few days ago ourselves inside the city where we had to dispatch of them.
Well, thank you for cleaning them up, but be sure that they are actually vampires. Could have been people dressed up. People have lots of fun in this city. It is fact. Isn't it not fact? Is that fact, dear? And you hear Lydia. Yes, dear. All's well.
I assure you it was not people dressing up. That, and you also have a potential, or at least did have a potential werewolf problem.
Vampire
You
fact.
are so funny.
What's a vampire's favorite dance? The Fandango.
Oh, robot is hilarious. We need one professor. You'll know what? A joke festival of some sort would be hilarious. Everyone would find much great fun. All would be very well with a joke festival. Festival of jokes. Maybe after this one, we are in Spooky Banshee Festival right now, and everyone will love it, I'm sure. But that's
Perhaps
good
they
fun.
will not love it after everyone is dead because of the vampire problems that you have.
Let me tell you something. You need to really check your attitude at the gate. Any gate. But your attitude, it's not well. And I am convinced if all is well, then all will be well. It makes sense, yeah? Yeah.
No,
One
it
thing
does
to
not.
decide.
Who told you that if all is well, then things will get better?
His face goes completely deadpan, and he's just looking at you for a moment like... And then he furrows his brow, and he says, it makes sense. Yeah? And you see him start to smile again. It makes sense. If all is well, then everything is well. I don't... He looks at you, Diedrich, he's like, how does he not get this? I mean, slow one,
Unfortunately,
right?
he is not the only one.
Honestly, if all is well, all must be well, right? Yeah, guys, come on. He's
See,
got nothing.
I get this guy. He checks it out.
Oh my gosh, I
He
want to
gets
shoot
Lydia,
Tom
the
so
big one,
bad.
checks it out.
I want to shoot this guy.
You hear Lydia yell back, yeah, Tom gets it. Wait,
Maybe.
she says. And the Burgermaster's like, what?
Dummy turns to Diedrich and says, "Why are vampires so unpopular?"
Because you are so stupid.
Because they're a pain in the neck.
You know
For
what? That
once,
was
that
actually
is
a good one.
accurate.
That's actually a good one.
Oh, we have festival, put dummy on front cart thing. I don't know what they're called.
This is Medic's new dream in life.
Yeah, but which dummy?
Oh, you're funny.
I don't think you are taking the situation in this city very seriously. You also had a very big children problem where your children were being taken.
You miss his hand. Slap him on the arm instead. It's close enough, though, in your mind.
What happened?
Armandus does not really get into it. He attempted a high five, but Armandus didn't really reply, and all he did was slap his arm. Looked in a weak, pinwheel fashion. But he doesn't care. He doesn't even notice.
Yeah, I disconnected for a second.
I'm sorry.
No, he means his Twitch stream.
Oh.
It'll come back in a second. Anyways,
I'm sure the wife is in the back, getting the flour ready to roll Tam in it.
And find the wet spots.
That's disgusting.
with a body that size, it's got to be pretty much all of it.
Hey, I don't see why you guys are complaining. Have you ever tried it?
I don't plan to.
Shake my head.
Yeah, so anyway, he carries on that for some time and says if you so desire, you can be involved. He starts making an intentional point of talking to the Warforged. Yeah, you can be involved in our next festival. We'll do it in your honor, and maybe this will be the one that sets this land free.
Sounds great. Well, if I talk to my agent, and I look over at Diedrich, I'm like, I need an agent.
So what land do you come from originally?
Well, here. I was raised here. I was born to be what you see here. I mean, I was made for it. I am leadership material, obviously. And
Obviously.
I have great reasoning skills. Reasoning skills are top-notch, the toppest of the notches. That's what I've got, and that's what I bring.
Obviously.
So why is everything being well going to allow you to leave? Why would you want to leave?
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, you make great point. Finally, I understand what you say. But no, I mean, the whole place opened up, and now we get new visitors, and then it'll be even more well because they be coming here, and we get more trade, and it's just gonna be even all the betterest.
So why can't they come now?
Well, there are some walls. They're foggy, and they're not the best of things. But if we all think the same way, those walls open up. Fog go, paths open, and then we get more people. And then, yeah, it's even more well.
It'll all be well. Come on. Easy. It's math here.
Yeah, it's math. That's very good. We should have math festival. And you see him looking for a quill to start writing down. He's patting himself for paper. He gives up and he grabs a quill and just starts writing on his hand. Math festival? Question mark.
Diedrich just lets out the biggest sigh.
The robot thinks it's a fart.
Well,
Check on Diedrich.
the robot is an idiot.
You determine that was in fact from his mouth, not his rear.
That sometimes could be very hard to deduce, though, from him.
From Diedrich?
Not you
Yeah.
two.
He talks out his ass all the time.
I think you're metagaming. You're bringing his real life into it. That's terrible. Sorry. That's not true of David anyway. Okay.
I disagree.
So you hear... You guys hear some movement upstairs from Izek and the dogs. And sort of growling and roughhousing is what you think is happening.
Roughhousing.
Yeah, the dogs. And
Oh, I missed the
presumably
dog part.
Izek.
I mean, what are those dogs out there doing? Who's playing with? Who's watching them?
The burgomaster blinks a bit, and you're like, "Oh, Izek, my henchman." I don't know. That's probably not the right word. I don't mean bad way henchman. He just, he needed home, and I need help, and we all is well. So I give him room. He take care of dogs. He take care of. Oh, when there is a thing that is not as well as when it should be well, I send Izek, and Izek he does a very good job of making things well again. Make the land well again. 2020. I mean, 1740, whatever we are.
Seems well to me.
Well, unfortunately, I think this might have been the big waste of all of our time.
What?
Nope, Medic
great.
is super excited about coming back here and doing the show. He's already practicing drinking water from a glass. He has no mouth, so the water spills down his front as the dummy talks.
Goodness sakes.
Well, there's a lot of rooms here. I mean, you can tell that this house is pretty lavish. You do feel that though he's forcefully too happy, and that makes you naturally suspicious, Diedrich, just by nature. And you wonder why there'd be such large, aggressive dogs, inside the house with clear protective tendencies, if in fact there's nothing to this. So you're not entirely sure that you trust everything here, and you wonder if there's not more to be found out, whether by you or by asking around and finding perhaps others who know more about him. But you're pretty sure that he is not going to give up more than what he already has with his persona.
Could I bother you for a tour of this lovely house, establishment, whatever?
Pauses for a moment, and he's
Yeah,
like,
that would be great.
I would love to see the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, we'll be well. That's fine. I did not clean. I did not expect visitors for certainly for later floors, but go ahead. And he gives you a motion with his hand to say, explore away. Stay maybe for a meal. And he whistles and he yells, Izak! And Izak ends up walking down the stairs. And yeah. He says, show them around when they're done. Show them the upstairs, maybe, very carefully. Don't let them get hurt, of course. We don't want things to not be well. All right. So as to where you're going through dining rooms, kitchens, nothing seems particularly awry here on this floor, anyway. I'm gonna have to figure out where some of these things on the second floors are. So I'm gonna go ahead and start moving.
Can I make a second
Actually,
perception check on this first floor? See if I notice the pictures.
Oh, pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's several. It's upstairs. I scroll back downstairs.
Dang it, that's not great.
Well, but there's pictures on the wall. It's not gonna be that hard.
Of ones that look like Irina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you don't notice them down here. You just see some hand drawings. But Izek ends up eventually leading you upstairs, and you get to see his room. And when you're in his room, and I've just removed the wall so you guys can technically start, I think, going anywhere. Let me see if that looks right. So if you went outside the house, you could go back, you could go up, and it basically leads you to. Maybe I should just drag you. That might be easy. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna go ahead and drag you in. Oops, that's a wall. I withdraw that thing. A second here to drag you in. Oop.
So what's in the cellar?
Oop. Someone found a cell. All right, well, one floor at a time. Actually, I don't see a cellar. Oh, you're way over there. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I'll have to look for it. I don't see anything on it right now, but give me just... Oh, pantry. It's a pantry. You see a couple barrels of fine wine called Red Dragon Crush, and you are quite familiar by now that that's from the Wizard of the Wines winery, and so that's pretty expensive stuff down there in the pantry. And let me see if there's anything
anything concealed that I could see just as a quick look through. I don't want to spend too much time down here.
Give me a perception check.
Is this door locked?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You guys keep in mind you'll have Izek guiding you around,
Yeah.
and so you wouldn't be able to do whatever you wanted unless you distracted him. I'm trying to do a quick check to see if I can find the...
Stuff at this door.
That's J. So J is... My apologies again for the delay here. There's an awful lot of links here. I'm trying to follow them all. So J is...
A greedy jerk.
That's true. There it is. Victor's bedroom. So, yeah, so Izek tells you this is the bedroom of the Burgomaster, and he doesn't think that's probably appropriate for you to go in. Oh, no. Victor's bedroom. You realize this is the bedroom of someone that you've not met yet, and you hear noises on the inside. He sounds like Klingon, except there's pauses and then just moving around of stuff like it's supposed to work. You hear that type of stuff. Izek tells you that is the Burgomaster's son, and he doesn't offer you any more information. He ends up showing you his room, however, and in his room, his being Izek's room, you see... Where'd that go? Come on. Where'd it go? Oh, here. You see dolls. Izek's room is full of pretty little dolls with powder white skin and auburn hair. Some of them dressed beautifully, others plainly. Some of the dolls fill a long bookshelf, and others are arranged in neat rows on wall-mounted shelves. Still others
Where's
are
this
piled
at?
atop a bed.
Izek's room.
Yeah, Izek's room. Yeah.
He's very excited about this, wherever it's at.
Still others are piled atop the bed in a heavy wooden chest. Oh, actually, hold on a second. This is the boys' room. This is Izek's room. I'm gonna unlock it now. There you go.
Can I get on that map?
Charts is
Oh.
ruling.
Yeah, I guess you probably want that. Here you go. Yep, okay. What's most odd is that all the dolls, apart from their clothing, look the same. They all look like Irina Kolyana. And each of them, if you inspect them, has a tag that says, and stitched into the clothing, it says, "Is no fun, is no Blansky." You can hear it in the voice of the guy. Clearly, Izek had the local toy maker, Gadolf Blinsky, craft these dolls in Irina's likeness.
So, Izek, is it?
Ha! Yeah, like I've not heard that before. Yeah, it's Izek what?
I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
What do you want for some of these dolls? They're incredible.
You want some of these dolls?
Well, Medic's willing to barter for a few of these incredible dolls.
Wow.
I'll take 20.
Izek is very possessive of them and says, "No!" And as he does so, let's give a perception check for everyone in the room. So, yeah, all four of you, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Dang it.
I think Armandus did it twice. I see, oh, that's 3 minutes ago. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, so, Medic, you wonder because you swear you saw flames spark in the monstrous hand when he said no, like a puff of flame, and it was quickly
Wait, he's a monster?
quenched. His right arm is monstrous.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was super confused for a second. I'm gonna do a sleight of hand on one of these dolls.
So, Isaac, whatever it is, can you tell us about these dolls? It seems that you, are fond of them, but it looks like someone that I can't perhaps trace it in my mind, but I think I've seen someone that these looks like.
Irina.
Yeah, I imagine by now you would have realized.
Yeah.
I mean, with
No, I
other
was.
people there and stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're trying to hide your hand. That's hilarious.
Can I?
Well, he's got a little bit of drool, and he looks at you, not completely trusting. He said, "My my dreams. She is there, always."
Can I try and sleight of hand?
Okay. Yeah. So medic, he sees you and he slaps the doll out of your hand and grabs it. Said, "Mine, mine." And he's holding it with his regular hand and stroking it with his monstrous hand. No, you can't have. You can't have. All right, Tom, go ahead if you want to. While he's distracted, you can try to.
Oh.
And while he's super
Awesome.
distracted, the dummy will do sleight of hand.
So Tom, so Tom does one of those little archetypical, like in a cartoon, where he gets on his tiptoes, doop, 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 right in front of him, and grabs one and tries putting it in the front of his shirt, just at the like he's just behind the robot. You guys can all see him do it, and Izek rages, no! And I'm going to go ahead and give me a dex save, Tom.
Saving?
Yep.
Oh god.
You get hit by a blast of flame that comes out of his hands. His hand, rather. A gout that's aimed right at your face. And the flame hits you right on your face, and the wall starts to lick with fire, and you see him go, no, no. And he puts his hands up and touches the wall, and your hair got burned back. Your face is blackened and blistered, and he's putting his hand in, and the flames get pulled back into it like he's eating it.
As soon as he
Consuming
did
it with his
that,
hand.
Diedrich's got his hand crossbow up right in his face.
He looks at you and looks at the crossbow, and there's this barely contained anger and confusion at warring with each other. He says, he's trying to steal me.
Yes, and
Sure
I do not
steal.
condone that. However, what is it you have going on here?
Oh, I gotta do the damage. These are my dolls. Mine. The last memory I have of her.
Who is
She's
her?
in my dreams.
Who is she?
And he shows you the doll. My sister.
Your sister?
Yes. Look alike. Don't you see? And he doesn't look like it, like her to you, because she looks rather pretty and he does not look pretty.
What is her name?
You look big ugly.
I don't know.
How do you not know if she is your own sister?
I know she's my sister. I do know that.
How?
Don't know her name. She's there, here, and he starts mashing his head with his clawed hand. She's in there.
How did you come to this place?
His jaw starts shaking a little bit, and he says, as child, when my sister was taken, I tried to get her myself, but I don't remember what happened. It said it would help me if I would let it in. And a tear goes down his face, but it starts to sizzle as it hits the distorted portion of his flesh.
Who said this?
The red man. I don't think he was a man. As the tears hit his flesh.
How long since you have seen this man?
I was a child. It hurt. It hurt so bad.
What did he want from you?
A place. And then you see him like trying to quote, and he's mouthing the words first before actually putting a voice to them. A place to create a picture of home.
What place is this?
Hurt. I don't. I never went back.
What did he tell you that he would give you?
He mouths the words again. Power to take sister back.
This is out of character. A long time. Didn't we meet her brother?
Yeah.
I don't remember if they mentioned. I'm trying to like look through my notes and see if they mentioned anything else.
I will give you a history check roll on it, all of you, because there were some clues dropped back then. Oh, very good. Medic, I think that's acceptable. You remember now, specifically, the fact that Irina did not look like her brother. And you also remember a passing comment that she was adopted. Very much cared for, but she was not biologically theirs.
Did they say where she came from?
No. Yeah. You guys didn't latch onto that part of it. And so you
she's
never
at right now?
rebelled more.
Supposedly with Vasily.
Where's she at? Yeah. So you guys could try to find Vasily and strike up a conversation with him and see whether he would like to work with you. And
Izek, would you like to come with us? Perhaps we have seen someone who looks like your sister. Would you like to come and look for her with us?
He grabs an armful of dolls and hugs them. And there's a little bit of smoking from where his monstrous arm still retains heat against the dolls. And he says, "Would love to find sister." And then he looks and he sees that they're smoking. And he drops them because he doesn't want to. And then he's quickly with his regular human arm patting the dolls to make sure they're okay and then putting them back. Sister not recognize me.
Perhaps, but perhaps more than you might know as well.
He says he starts to to jibber jabber a little bit, and he goes from being the gruff thing that you'd first met to far more like of a simpleton and a child, and he says that he wants you to bring her to him and make sure that she knows he is ugly now, but his inside he is still brother. And then in this moment of gap where he pauses, you see this flash in his eye of like redness, a flame that's a spark there, and he snaps and turns his head to the side and he starts arguing with it, but much more cogently, like he's arguing with himself.
Would I have any sort of knowledge on how to deal with this? Looks like he's possessed in some way.
Is this a medical thing too? Could I do that for him?
Medical check would make sense. I was wondering when you were going to ask for one. Go ahead, do a medical check. And I'll let an Arcana check from... You know what? Actually, I want a history check from Armandus, and an Arcana check from you, Diedrich, and a medicine check from the robot.
19, baby.
Oh. 23. Let's go.
Wow. Yeah, so, Diedrich, you are fair convinced, even if he's not directly possessed, that he has made a deal with a particular type of demon that's obnoxious to hunt, because they tend to find surrogates to hold their power, and the strands between them and the realm that they're actually existing in, the phase, if you will, is hard for you to follow through, because it may actually take you to Avernus. But that he clearly has formed a contract with the demon.
Avernus?
Maybe through confusion. Yes. Well, we can explore that more later, but yes. Think of it like an outer layer of hell.
Okay.
And let's see what the other checks were. Armandus, you try to call upon your recognition of your lineage, being descendant from beings that were crossed with jinn and whatnot, and you can't think of anything that correlates well enough for you. And then Medic, you recognize that the process that transformed him like it did probably has stunted a portion of his brain. Like the marks you see on the outside are not just on the outside. He didn't just get a monstrous arm. You think that portion of him was literally transformed and mutated or burned or destroyed by this connection to something on another plane, and it has stunted his ability to mature. But obviously it's acting like a relay to something more malevolent. And you don't believe, based on your studies of interactions of this kind, or at least your historical knowledge of them, you believe that a person like this, an individual like this, may snap at some point and be frankly evil for long periods of time. You don't know, anywhere, it could be a few minutes to weeks that the person may act completely out of that character, and you're not confident that he would be safe to be put around Irina.
I relay this information.
What do you mean I'm not safe?
Izek.
Not to him. Quietly in a professional medical manner.
Izek,
like a real doctor.
If I may, we will do everything we can to find your sister. I believe I might know where she is, but I want to make sure that she is the person that I think she is. But what can you tell us about this house? What about his son? Is there any secrets that he is hiding here?
He looks back and forth a bit, and he's sort of crouched on the ground right now where he had been when he'd gotten his dolls, and he's leaning back and forth. And he looks to the side and says, I should say, Victor, He's playing with magic. Don't, I promise not to say anything. And he mushes his finger up to his mouth. And then he pushes his finger towards you to put his finger on your mouth. And it's that monstrous talon.
That's okay. I'll
he's
let
trying
him.
to and he shoves it up to your face, and the talon sort of is picking your nose a little bit. And he pushes really hard. It's like, shh, I promise not to say. Pulls his
Yeah.
finger back.
I'll nod and. Okay. I won't. We will not say anything. Do you know what kind of magic he is working on?
I have something for you in the kitchen. Come down here. You hear Lydia calling to you. Tom interrupting.
I look at him and I say, "You do not need to say anything. Just shake or nod your head." Is he playing with magic that's contacting demons?
I'm out of here.
And he starts to open. You went down there. Tom can't get down there fast enough. He's out of the room using monk-like speed. Right around the wall. All you guys can sense is the smell of garlic in the air. Alright, so you find her. She's down there and she's got flour like all over her dress. And she's leaning over the table. She goes, "Oh my, I seem to have gotten flour all over. Can you help me? My hands are dirty."
I got you.
Tonight, your husband cybered your brother. It was a weird D&D session.
You call that a normal D&D session. So anyway, while he's helping there, he goes to answer you, Armandus, and then this little glint in his eye occurs again. He says, "Quit asking questions."
I'm gonna start tracking Faye.
I didn't know you could do that.
I can do that.
Okay. Can you click your ability so I can read it? I need to know what all that actually means.
Yes, it's basically survival checks in order to do that, but you have advantage on wisdom survival checks to track Fae, fiends, or undead, as well as the intelligence ability to recall information about them.
Is that under your features?
Mm-hmm.
If you click the dice next to it, it'll print it in the chat. I'm sorry, I need to
That's fine.
mess this up. How did I not see that? Oh, Hunter's Bane. Duh. Okay, that's why it's it. Okay. Interesting. So you basically have already gone through something that just makes it part of your blood almost.
Yep.
So you do you to begin trying to track Fae. All right, go ahead and give me with advantage a wisdom check. Survival check. At first, you can't seem to sense anything. You enter that place where you close your eyes and you can feel the realm just beyond the realm you're in, and it's distant, but with a little bit of time meditating and trying and planning, you stick your fingers out and it's almost like you can feel the coolness of the land of the Fae, but it's cut off from you yet still. And just for a moment, you feel it's like a plucking of a string vibrating through your hands, but you know you don't feel it physically. It's something beyond that, something that only your training could have given you. And you get the sense that yeah, something has crossed through here, but it's not able to go back. And it's near, but at the same time, not something in this house. Maybe not even in this physical plane. It's like it's stuck. You're not sure exactly how it's interacting, but it's both here and yet not here, and you're confident by this feeling that you can't reach past it, that it also can't go farther. Something got it stuck here. And so it's been trying to push itself between the realms and is, at best, only half present at any one time. So if you're going to pursue it, you're going to need to pull it out of the halfway stepping point it seems to be stuck in, or lure it before it'll come out.
Would I know how to pull it?
You would have some ideas, but it might be a good idea to ask those who are familiar with local witchcraft lore. You know that there are people that are around, however, because you guys have seen portals that are attempting to do similar things, breaking their way out. Individuals who made that, like Patrina, perhaps, would, or what, sorry, is that her name?
Yes.
Apologies, okay. Suddenly sounded too much like my sister's name. I thought maybe I interjected that. But anyway, she would probably know more.
Okay.
How the thread are tangling now, because you have Patrina, who is both a threat and at the same time potentially an ally in the messing with Strahd, who also has been attempting to breach the barrier of this mini dimension, who would now know more of what you might need to know if you want to try to lure this creature, or perhaps give it a path out.
Okay.
So, yeah, where do you go from here? Tom, give me a performance check.
Oh, goodness.
Jeez.
Oh.
She found the flower.
With that type of body, she'd be lucky to find anything.
You demonstrate to her that not only do you know how to do a triple punch, but by just using a couple fingers, you can do that same action with reliable speed. And in short order, you guys
16?
you guys roll some dough.
Oh, jeez.
We're making
Alright,
some
so
pastries, don't worry.
yeah, exactly. You are, when you're done, you're covered in flour and bits of carrots and whatever else. It's a real mess in that kitchen. That's all you're gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like a good cooking experience to me.
Your onions are peeled. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So anyway, the Baron didn't seem to notice anything going on with that stealthy. Yeah. If you tried any harder, you would have burned key.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm glad I didn't waste any of that.
Yep. So anyway, what do you guys want to do? Where are you gonna go?
I'm still curious about the
in a
sun.
bit of
I just meander down the hallway, just kind of slowly looking at things, pretending like I'm looking at wall hangings, and kind of listen at his door a little bit. Do I pick up anything?
Give me a perception check.
Nope.
Nope. I will say that you find. Let's see. Let me find what this is actually. It's P. He is down on this floor. Okay, so as you're walking around in this room, you find, because I'm gonna imagine at this point Izek is a bit occupied. This room smells of powder and fine perfume. There's a vanity with a mirror stand against one wall next to a faceless wooden mannequin wearing a white bridal gown. Mounted on another wall is a full-length mirror with a gilded frame. A door in one corner leads to a garter room. It's pungent here, perfumes of many different sorts rather, and you get the sense of magic in here, like it's latent in the air.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see?
Yeah, I'll
Go for
relay
it.
the information.
Go for it.
Jeez.
Nope. Anyone have the ability to cast Identify?
Our
Spellbook.
our wizard is
That's my mummies.
our wizard is gone.
I have Identify.
You do?
You
Yeah.
do?
Wow.
Yeah, it's in my spells. First level, Identify.
All right. You give me an Arcana check first, so if you know even where you would be doing Identify.
Arcana, I ain't bad at. Excellent.
Yeah.
My dice barely rolled. It just like fell onto the 5.
That's too bad. This is such an interesting little thing, but I don't.
You
I
said to
don't
do
think
Arcana,
that-
right?
Yeah.
You're not here.
You're not there. You're covered in powder. You're leaving the kitchen, but
I think
clearly
My dice are broke. My dummy
Imagine-
and I both rolled 5.
I think we should have Val roll off.
Well, okay. Since we don't, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Val real quick, because I'm sort of I'm rooting for you guys on this one. Yeah, okay. You get the sense that the magic is bound in the mirror. So now, if you can cast Identify if you so desire, and I trust
I do
that you're
not.
probably gonna do
I'm
that.
gonna go to the other room.
Oh, you're not gonna cast Identify?
Oh,
Okay.
kidding, I cast it.
wouldn't have been out of character.
That's true. He's getting
All right.
distracted.
You realize as you cast Identify in the mirror that there is an assassin's ghost magically bound to it, and the spell, as you cast it and it cascades over the mirror, it reveals a forgotten rhyme needed to summon the ghost, and it looks like a finger has scrolled it into the mirror itself. It says, "Magic mirror on the wall, summon forth your shade, night's dark vengeance, heed my call, and wield your murderous blade."
The dummy read that off out loud in his dummy voice.
Oh my gosh.
An entity rips out of the mirror. It's like a shade, half present, half not. Its bottom portion still leading into the mirror itself. You have called by Al Vallaki.
Yeah.
And then you see its aura reach toward the dummy that called it. And the dummy itself has no alignment. And so the spirit itself begins to pull away. Who is its master?
Can't be master. The dummy can't be its master. My plan is foiled.
The dummy
Medic raises
cannot.
his.
And then it
Medic
shakes,
raises his hand.
and suddenly, just a second, actually, let's roll on this. Yep. Okay. It suddenly dashes into the dummy itself, and the eyes turn without you
Oh,
do anything
no.
whatsoever, and it looks towards you. And strangely, somehow, this wooden dummy's face grins. Tips of its cheeks turn up, and it tilts its head towards you. And then you hear it, you hear it clicking, clacking inside the body as it's moving the wooden pieces around. And it says, takes a fist and brings it underneath its chin, sort of hovers there. It says, "Who?"
Boo?
Who
Who?
do you want done?
Oh man, Medic's eyes light up like it's almost like he has high beams. He's
Oh,
so
no.
excitedly happy about this now because he doesn't have to do the voice anymore.
He's a freaking Chucky doll.
Yep.
Strahd, that's who we want done.
Ooh.
Well, he says, he starts to pause for a moment, and you see his hand, little wooden fingers move in the air, and then he turns and he said, "Fool. What one living creature?"
I'll have to discuss it with my compatriots. What living person do we want my dummy to kill?
How about the Baba Yaga?
Ooh, yeah.
Since Mag has to kill it. Well, Mag doesn't have to kill her.
Holy crap! I didn't think about that.
Done.
I need to look her up. So you're gonna say Baba La Saga?
Yep.
Oh my!
Just go to her character sheet and hit delete.
All right. So you give the command, and the dummy suddenly loses its life force, and it's just inanimate again.
Oh.
And you don't know what's occurred.
Oh. Medic, the dummy falls to the ground, and Medic falls to his knees and clutches him. No!
Wow.
So now I'm
You'll just have
excited
to find out.
to find out what happened.
Yep. I'm super excited about that. In fact, that's where I want to go next.
Yeah, I'd say we
After
have to go
after
there.
this. Although, can Val go there next, knowing that he's under the Geish?
I need to look up that
I
spell.
don't think I know who this person is.
The Baba La Saga? Were you here for the? Well, you would have been here, but I guess yeah, it's Val who would have known her more than anyone. Well, we can follow this up on the next session.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm super excited. What a great end.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here because I think we need him involved for the
Oh, Val for
next
sure.
part. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
This was a great one.
There's absolutely no fighting whatsoever. I didn't even need to test that part of our game. I learned my lesson. I tested to make sure violence worked, but we wouldn't have needed it anyway.
It
Yeah,
happened
okay.
anyway. We just didn't have to roll for it.
Exactly.
Dummy took
That's
care of
true.
it.
You know what's funny is I didn't realize that thing was in there. I just happened to, when I scrolled through, you said you were walking through, and so I scrolled for the more interesting, larger bits of text and saw that one. I'm like, oh, bridal and an assassin ghost. Sure, let's go follow this. And then I didn't even realize. Yeah, that spirit, it says, will take on the alignment of whomever summoned it. Well, a ghost doesn't. Your doll doesn't have an alignment, so I just decided possession sounds more fun.
Oh,
But
heck yeah.
yeah. Interesting. And it did specifically, I did not retcon that it specifically says can
Can't kill
assassinate any
Strahd.
living creature.
Oh, yeah.
It says any living creature, and Strahd does not count. Neither would Patrina.
That's true.
Excellent.
So
I thought about
Cool.
suggesting Vasily just because I hate him so much, but it doesn't seem very productive.
that's funny. Well, thanks for playing, guys, and I'll
Yep.
see you next time.
All right, good time.
Have a
See you guys in
great
2
night.
weeks. Laters.